Welcome to The Terrible Take, a daily segment telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Ross McCorkle. With just 17 days until the 2024 NFL Draft, we have 20 of the pre-draft visits that count against the 30-visit limit accounted for, and 5 of those players are defensive linemen. Anyone from day 1 or 2 guys like Braden Fisk, Darius Robinson, and Maason Smith to later round prospects like Logan Lee and Christian Boyd have been brought in. And beyond those brought in, a guy like Clemson defensive lineman Rook Ororo could be in play with a strong contingent at Clemson's Pro Day. The old saying, football is won in the trenches, is said for a reason. No position group depends on others to do their job less than the big guys up front. The Steelers figure to invest heavily in their offensive line early in the draft, but they need to do the same on the defensive line. Cameron Hayward is turning 35 and likely in the last couple years of his career. Larry Ogunjobi is turning 30 and hasn't exactly lived up to his contract extension he was given last season. The team re-signed Montravius Adams and signed Dean Lowry, but they are more bridge players until the Steelers inject more youth into the unit. As it stands now, it is Keanu Benton and a bunch of question marks for the future of the defensive line. The defensive line enables so much of what happens on defense, whether it's commanding a double team to free up edge rushers or inside linebackers to roam more freely, or providing that interior pressure to speed up the offense's internal clock to force errors that the secondary can capitalize on. The defense doesn't work without good defensive line play. And if they don't invest in the position this year, it becomes arguably their biggest need next offseason. Better to get out ahead of the issue. To me, LSU's Maason Smith makes all the sense in the world. Defensive line coach Carl Dunbar was with him at his pro day at LSU. He was brought in for a pre-draft visit, and he checks many of the boxes that the Steelers look for in a defensive lineman. Big, long, heavy, versatile, and athletic. He compares favorably to a guy like Stephon Tuitt coming out of college, for reference. It is a gamble whether he will be there in the third round at pick 84, and with a lack of defensive line depth in this draft class, it might be a good idea to use some of the extra draft capital acquired in trades during free agency to move up a handful of spots to secure him in the early third round. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with Dave Bryan and Alex Kozora every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.